The topic under discussion is today mean, variance and standard deviation for a probability distribution. In this lesson, I will explain to you how to calculate the mean for a probability distribution, and in the next lesson, I will explain to you how to calculate the variance and standard deviation from a probability distributions. So we have learned how to calculate the mean, variance and standard deviation of a sample and population. So this is mean, variance and standard deviation for a probability distribution. So this is totally different from the mean, variance and standard deviation for samples or populations. What we did in the case of a sample or population, suppose we have a data 4, 5, 6, right? Suppose this is very simple. So it is total is 11 and then this is 15, and then I will divide it by 3 because there are 3 observation, so the mean will be 5. So simple, right? In the case of samples or population, we used to calculate the mean like this, but here we are going to learn how to calculate the mean for a probability distribution. So first of all, we have to learn, actually we should know what is the meaning of probability distribution. So I have told you that the range of probability is between 0 to 1, right? And if you add the probability of all the sample spaces, it should always be equal to 1. So suppose I will give you a very simple example. If we flip a coin, there are only two chances. Maybe the head will come or maybe the tail will come. You have only these two choices, right? If I will ask you, okay, what is the probability that the head will come? You will say 50%, or in decimal we can write down 0.50 like this. What is the probability that the tail will come? So you will say 0.50. So when we add 0.50, 0.50, it is equal to 1. So this is called the sample space total number of outcomes. In the case of a coin, we have two, head and tail. You cannot say that head is the sample space. No, if you will pick only one, that is called the outcome. But both head and tail is called the sample space. Similarly, in the case of a die, you have 6 sides, 1, 2, 3 and then 6. So total 6 is the sample space, and if I will say 5 will come, which is called the outcome, right? But when you add, so when you add the probability of all the sample spaces, I'm not saying that outcome, sample space, probability of head, probability of tail, it should be equal to 1. Similarly, in the case of coin, probability of 1 is that 1 will come, out of 6 is 1 by 6. Probability of 2 is 1 over 6. Probability of 3 is 1 over 6, right? So we have to write down 6 times because there are 6. So when we will add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 over 6, which is equal to 1. So these are the sample space. When we add the probability, right, of the sample space, it should be equal to 1. So this is the probability distribution. That probability is 1. We have divided this 1.50, 50% or 50% between head and tail. We have divided this one probability in the case of a coin 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6 to each outcome. This is the probability distribution, how we have divided 1 into different parts according to the sample space, right? So you have to calculate in this lesson how to calculate the mean for the probability distribution. In next lesson, I will show you how to calculate the variance and standard deviation for the probability distribution. So the formula we will use in order to calculate the mean for the probability distribution is mu, because mu represents the mean. Mu is equal to x1 multiplied by probability of x1. Now what does it mean? X represents any variable. You can write down y, z, a, b, c, but in general we write down x. So x is any outcome. In the case of a coin, suppose this is 1. So I will, instead of this x, I will write down 1. Then I have to multiply the probability of x, means what is the probability that 1 will come. The probability is 1 by 6. Come to the second, plus. Now suppose x2, our outcome is 2. What is the probability? You have to multiply, right? We represent by dot multiplication or by this cross sign, both are same. What is the probability in the case of a die that 2 will come? So you have to say 1 by 6. Same thing for 3 and so on, so xn. Then what you have to do, you have to add all this, which is equal to summation. This sigma represents summation. You have to add, because there is the addition sign, positive sign. So you have to add all these. Then see here, I have mentioned x1, x2, xn are outcomes. These are called the outcomes of the die. One will come, maybe 2 will come, maybe 3 will come, while px1, px2 and so on are corresponding probabilities, right? Okay, so here is the data and you have to find out the mean. So suppose here instead of x, I have mentioned y, because you should know that we can use any variable x, y, z, a, b, c. So outcome in the case of a die, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each has the same probability. What is the probability that the 3 will come? So 1 divided by 6. Why 6? Because we have total number of 6 observations, and 1 because there is only 1 time 3. What is the probability that the 6 will come? Again, in the denominator, you have to write down the sample space. Sample space means all possible outcomes. In the numerator, you have to write down the outcome, and the outcome is only 1 because we have only 6 here. Now put these values in the formula. So our formula was 1, right? 1 is the outcome. What is the probability that 1 will come? This is the multiplication sign, 1 over 6, plus similarly 2. And then what is the probability? Probability is same. In the case of a die, you have the same probability, but in the other example, if you will see different books, there may be different probability. So do not worry. The formula is same. Outcome multiply by probability. Outcome multiply by their probability, right? And then you have to multiply and simplify it, because the denominator is same. So you only have to add the numerator, which is equal to 21 over 6 and 3.5. Note that this is the theoretical mean, as die does not have 3.5. Die has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does not have. So it is the theoretical mean, right? So in this lesson, you have learned how to calculate the mean of the probability distribution. If still you have any question, you can write down in comment section. But please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, SciMy Academy, and thanks for watching.